Piece coordination on a daily basis is always going to benefit you.
Arsenal Fanrichi said, "Those bishops are pretty respectable."
They are, aren't they? Where are you going now? And I get a full book out of this mess because we set up
Nope,
this
not an opening mistake.
little trap.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. It is time for us to get some trading in. Let's get rid of this very ugly chess.com board. The default chess.com board, which is really a sad statement on life and reality. Let's go with the blue. All right, so here, I have to correct my course a little bit against Miles. Miles has been having the better of me for some time. Good morning, Pegasus. How are you, bud? Pegasus on kick, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, yes, yes. We will play it this way. We will hopefully make sure that our opponent does not get too much of a bulkhead opportunity on the e4 square. Aha. So is there a reason that I have to fear this? I think not. But it is true that bishop c5 usually stops this particular line of, especially this quick line of attack. So, let's just get him to throw in the other move. And then we'll bother him appropriately, perhaps. Because we have more where that came from. Because we have more where that came from, especially. Chess. So let's just take a look at this. If we were to play this way, I think we have to. I'm going to play as speculatively as I like. This being the operative word here. He doesn't really have anything that can attack f2 directly. But we will see what he chooses in just a moment. Can I do it that way? I don't know. But let's just take a look. Let us take a look at what is going on here. Let's keep it up. Boom, 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 boom. Keep it up. Yes. Am I worried? Of course I'm worried. But, c'est la vie. And now for something completely indifferent. Trying to seize more squares here. But how? That is the question. How do I seize more squares here? Yeah, we'll go this way. We will go this way, booby. And how much do we have in this line that is going to be active, and attractive? Active and attractive. Yes. This much does look true. It does indeed look true. How much is going on? What's going on? What's going on? So, it is time for us to anchor a bishop. Something's funny is going on here, right? There's something funny going on here. Rook h6. Bishop h6. Pawn to d4. Rook to b8. Alrighty then. It's time. It is time for this. And now, I don't know if I can get away with this. I do not know if I can get away with this, but it looks it. Oops. Oh no, he threatened mate in one and I didn't see mate in one. Oh. Gag. He threatened checkmate in one, I didn't see mate in one. Queen d3, anything other than what I played, right? Queen d3, and I'm probably going to win this game. Miles has the better of me. There's no doubt about it. +4 very early on. I was totally losing the thread toward the end there, and I had plenty of time to go. Good morning, Jerry Goose. What is going on kick? I don't know if I like it, but we are going to continue with practicing our French. Miles plays chess. Congratulations, that was a good game. So e6. Jerry Goose is a very exciting player. I was definitely thinking about dabbling with the winnower, but I'm going to go with the classical. I know, right? Now we know. Now we know.
Did you have RH6? Previous.
I didn't quite have R8-6, I don't believe, because the knight was always on E5 or the knight was always on G4. That was the awkwardness that was. So now, let's see what we can do here. Without a knight on C6. Mm-hmm. Let's just play it this way and see what we get out of it. Just to see what we get out of it. And okay, finally he has a threat. He has a threat. And how seriously do I have to take this threat? Bishop takes H7, knight to G5, check threat. It's a bummer, I have to admit. Tis a bummer. King H8 was probably best. That leaves some interesting things hanging. Doesn't it? Doesn't that leave some interesting things hanging? I feel it does. We're already up a pizza. I need to get all of my stuff out. Not that I'm threatening anything. I am most certainly not threatening anything. Or am I? Where are you going? Are you trying to discover upon me? Self-made, indeed. Can I go in this direction? Yeah, let's go in this direction. Let's try to keep everyone happy here. We're going to try to keep everyone happy. Knight takes, bishop takes. Yes. It's getting unusual. Not unusual to be sad for anyone. Not unusual to be loved by anyone. Yeah, you got that one. That much is true. Mm-hmm.
Four. Sing Sing.
Sooner or later, we should be able to outflank him here. Woof! The mating net was not easy to close. Jury goose, I was very lucky there in the complications. Sing, sing, song. Everybody wants some. Archer. Lana. So check out the amazing publisher. Let's check out if I had Rook H6 previously. I don't know. But that is a good question. Why is Miles up so early? That's what I want to know.
And played QG5.
Are you streaming? Why are you drawing an arrow? Wait a minute, you played Queen G5 on an arrow. Hold the phone. I have to see that. Oh, right. You were drawing an arrow and you traded queens.
I always use arrows, LOL.
Nah, you shouldn't do that. That's such a terrible idea. So white is slightly better. Queen takes d4.
In a further line.
Queen takes d4, and I believe... Yes, this was all very normal for me. And the knight on c takes e5. Queen e3, knight on c to e5. Knight e4, knight g4 is what I was looking at. I guess I might have this as well. Followed by queen takes. Then rook takes and rook h3. It's a tough call.
It's my
Honestly,
fault
on night.
completely. I'm not shifting blame. I just was in shock. I played the move LOL.
I was a little shocked too, but I thought you were after F7. I did think you had something. I was very lucky. All in all, I definitely know that I was very lucky. All right, let's see if I can play some catch up. Because I outrank him. No, because I outrank him by a K. Because I outrank him by a K, I was planning on. Can I do it this way? Bishop there, there, there. Let's keep up the threats in Alakine-esque fashion. I'm going to keep up the threats in Alakine-esque fashion. Hmm. Can I do it? Interesting. So I can't do it. Or can I? I have to remember that I'd berserked, and I've got 30 seconds. Oops, he's got to remember that he berserked. Do not recommend berserking. Unnecessarily. Is there some sort of rule about berserking that you have to berserk when your opponent berserks? I don't understand what's going on. I just don't get it. Miles, the miasmic, has a checkmate. It appears. Oh no, not there. Anywhere but there. All right, let's go for some great gains. We did get a little bit of a late start this morning. Just a little bit of a late start. We'll know in a moment. We are not getting paired, but we have time for one more game. There's no realistic reason to think that I'm going to play Miles. But we can check in on Frederick. Yeah, I just overlooked mate and one. Wow. That is a perfectly great example of what would the opponent like to do? And I have to write that 1,000 times in small print. $1 million. Knight h4, knight g6. Arcas did not play queen a7. So what does he play then? This may work. A great outposted knight. Knight f5. Okay, then. We know what white is up to. Queen c2. Now that loses material, or does it? Does not really lose material at all because we're getting on a3. So queen to c2 could be good. No queen to c2. He likes his knight right where it is. Queen c4. Time to stuff. Interesting. And rook c2. Is there a square for the queen after rook c2? No. It does force the exchange of queens. And there is queen f4 check in the middle of it as well if he wants to try to keep the pieces on the board. That's a good move. That is an intriguingly good move, Bobby. An intriguingly good move. I see. Evgeny may let him in.
Not move any piece on the chess diagram.
Oh no. Oh no, what happened? Queen takes. Knight takes. Queen check. I'm not sure that this helps. I do not know that this helped. Rook to c3, rook to a3. We're going to try it all over again. Rook e6. No, rook e6. Try to be active. Try not to walk behind where it's passive. This is getting passive. Fulberg is fighting the passivity, but he's doing great. Takes. We will get the mouse off the screen. No, this is not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Stop. Keep attacking. Capture, capture, and capture. Now we have to go back on any capture, by the way. H5. Is this going to be okay? Just don't play king f4. We could be in trouble. King f6. King f5. This is not a perpetual, but you can try for it. King to f5. Oh no. King f5. Rook e3. Do not play g5. Do not allow the fork. King f7. Do not allow the fork. Do not allow that fork. Oh no. C'est la vie. And this is just a matter of technique, unfortunately. Fair enough, everyone. Fair enough. There may have been other games going. I must run. So suspiciously lost, couldn't move from the diagram. Where are you? He only played one game. Oh, so when this does happen, Ron, I usually click on this and then the back button really quickly. This does happen, and it's happened in young players' games. It definitely should be reported as a bug. I don't think that it's like a real bug, but I think it's a touch screen versus mouse screen. Now I have to run, but I've seen this happen in the classroom, and the difference between the classroom, basically, I have this problem on Chessable as well, where I'm not able to, if I use a mouse or use a touch screen, if my computer, let's say I'm in limbo, and it happens in the classroom, when I fold and unfold the Chromebooks, where it thinks it's going to use the keyboard versus the touch screen. So for some reason, there's no way to use the touch screen in Chessable after you've used the mouse for some reason, or vice versa. It's happened both ways, in my opinion, in the past. I tried to report it. It wasn't any particular operating system or any particular browser. But basically, when I went from a touchscreen to a mouse, if I used both a touchscreen and a mouse, then something funny happened. But what I have done for the kids to get them out of it in a hurry is I click on the leechess.org, refresh, I go back, and then you're able to move. So it's like this is the miracle button over here. I used it because in the classroom, some kids are unable to sign out of Leechess because, let's just say their window needs to be refreshed, or they started to close their Chromebook and it's going to sleep, and they open the Chromebook and then it's in weird limbo. So I have the kids click over here, and then they can actually sign out because they've regained control of their screen. But touching the screen to sign out for the kids doesn't work.
Press on logo?
Yeah, I usually press on the logo to refresh. I would try to recreate this scene, this situation later. But it's possible that your screen refresh or something happened in the browser where it doesn't know that this is the final position. The most common thing is that
F5?
I don't know if F5 will work. I think F5 will also work. F5 he's talking about is the refresh button. But on the touch screen, I should repeat, the kids don't have access to a keyboard when this occurs because I folded their keyboard underneath on their Chromebooks. So they're literally playing just on the screens. So the keyboard is underneath. There's no chatting or anything like that. You know, I make sure that they don't have chat ability, even if they did have the chatting ability. And they don't have access to the F5 button. So you're right. F5 or Control R will also refresh. Control R, F5, in most browsers, if not all. Black didn't move. White is victorious. Black is suspicious. But yeah, that's a bummer. That was definitely a bummer. Blitz kills. What was that? Blitz kills your ideas. Blitz chess kills your ideas. I disagree with this wholeheartedly. We do have the Rapid Arena in an hour and 15 minutes, and I, speaking of which, must run in order to get set up there. We are watching and congratulating Wei Yi and Sindarov on reaching the candidates. It's probably the first Uzbek to reach the candidates, right? Is it the first Uzbek to reach the candidates? And then we're about to have the second one as he beats Esipenko. If that is the case. Oh, I'm not going to raid with one viewer. I'm definitely not going to raid with one viewer, or am I? We will roll the ending credits. Everyone move over to... Thank you all for being here. Cheers and ciao. If you're not already checking out the amazing chess informant, please do. I don't know if the kick bot is working. We'll know in a moment. We at least have 2 viewers for cheese.com. For chess24, cheese24. Thank you, Ron, for being here. Namaste, everyone. Ron deserves a shout out. Oh, it didn't work because I wasn't there.